at night or broad daylight, she's bringing the truth into the fight. Shining a light where the shadows creep, for the lost, the stolen, the ones who will weep. She won't turn away, she won't back down, even when the loony clowns come round. Threats don't shake her, lies don't win. She stands for justice, right till the end. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Some chase views, but she fights for those with nothing to lose. For the kids who vanish without a trace, she won't stop till she cracks the case. They try to silence, they try to scare, but truth don't break and she's still there, calling out monsters, showing their game. Justice comes when you speak their name. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Need a voice, kids stand strong. She makes the choice for victims gone, for those in need. She's fighting hard, she won't concede. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids through crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the
Okay, people, I'm checking my testing. Test. It still sucks.
I'm checking my testing.
Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I really need a microphone, obviously. I'm sorry about the sound. I don't know what to tell you. Hold on a minute. You know, I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Oh, God, what a mess. You guys, I'm telling you, my house is a mess. All right. I am not a professional. I just want to put that out there. But if I sound like that, that is awful. I need like a real microphone, not one that you hook up to your laptop, or not using my laptop. Hold on. Microphone. There's that. Okay. Hi, Melissa from the bushes. How are you? You're on the other side today, huh? Got it. Yes, I know the drill, Misty. How are you? What's her name? J13 was going to be on the panel with me, but I think she's lost. But hey, whatever. If she comes, she comes. If she don't, she don't. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, so last night we went over. Okay, we're not going to do the rest of her live. Hidden True Crime Lauren's live, and she is being bullied and stalked. And my opinion. This is my opinion. Well, we don't know 100% of everything. To Lauren, some of these things are like threatening to her because she's just not. I'm not trying to be mean either. To me, some of the stuff is not threatening, but it's intimidation. They're intimidating her. They're trying to scare her, and it's working. And all they are is a bunch of little girls. Okay, immature little girls. That's all they are. But she's never been through anything like this. But you know what? We don't need to know the whole situation, right? There's stuff, in your personal life you want to keep private, right? But anyways, Lori Hellis. So we went through. I think she's definitely being cyberbullied. Oh my God, yes, most definitely. Lauren, that is. And where I draw the line is when you mess with deceased loved ones and children. That's it. You're done. Let me tell you, you mess with mine. Oh yeah. I'm not stopping. That's right. I've had a situation here happen like that. Okay, let's get to Lori Hellis was mentioned within this group of names. So what I had to do, I had to go to her channel. And I started listening to a live that she's talking. And I'm really disappointed in her in the sense of she's an attorney and a creator. And if it wasn't for Hidden True Crime, she wouldn't have a channel. I'm just saying, she wouldn't. Okay. What I did do is here's the link to her channel if anybody wants to go check her out. She actually went live and talked a lot of crap about her, but also she did on this day defamation. Okay, she's being these little girls' mouthpieces, the ones that are building their own cases for them to get in some kind of trouble. But she did delete some stuff. You should know better, Lori Hellis. And you called yourself the good Lori? Oh God, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. What she did, okay, I'm gonna back up so people get it. If you don't know who Lori Hellis is, look her up. She wrote a book about JJ and Tylee. I know some things that happened, and I'm not going to talk about it publicly, of what she did to the family. That's right, what she did to the family of JJ. And I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, it's a mess. But as a fellow creator, this is horrible. And you're taking the Mean Girls? Come on now.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, lady. If it wasn't for Hidden True Crime, you wouldn't have a channel at all. I'm just saying. I'm being honest here. It's the truth. Honest to God truth. We're not going to watch this whole thing. We're going to go to where she starts talking about this.
So I just looked at my background and
I'm watching her demeanor. She has turned into a mean girl herself.
My office is a mess.
Hold on.
Then I went.
She reportedly had spurned his.
This one.
Hold on.
Until there. remanded, but they could be remanded to adult court. A mental standard of a 7 chattering about them.
Okay, this is what she does. Hold on.
They're also making false police reports or
Okay, here we go. We're going to just start it there. Now, this is what I want to say. Lori Hellas, I'm reviewing your words. Just letting you know, I'm reviewing your words, and I'm going to have some comments, right? And the way I do things, maybe things come out where you think I'm passionate about what I do, okay? And if I got an opinion, I'm going to give my opinion, but I'm not going to be out there hurting you. And yeah, you'll see what I'm doing here. What I'm also going to do, people, you know what? We're going to make this little. And the reason why, we're going to show this chat right here. There's a reason why. Because I'm watching these people. I'm watching Christina. I'm watching Liz. I'm watching, what's her name? Janice, whatever. And I'm watching people leaving comments. Hold on a minute. So this is 3635.
Using police reports, exaggerating things.
There we go. Oh boy. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this section here. Hold on a minute. All right. We'll wait for the comments to come up. Okay. Stick with me, people. You know I go this direction, and this direction.
Things to back up and to support getting these harassment civil stalking orders. And they're also swatting. Now, swatting is when...
Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, this is what I'm doing here. We know that not much is going on in true crime right now online, but Lori Hellas took it to a level. Since there's nothing really to talk about, let's talk about Lauren's case. Her restraining order, which I think is very, very disgusting, okay? And the only reason why I went through Lauren's video yesterday, because people need to know these kind of people are out there, right? And I can't believe Long Crime was going to video record it, a restraining order. These people are afraid for their lives. They you know, in all different forms, right? So I think it's really gross that she's even, because there's nothing really going on in true crime, but there is a Lauren's real life. I can't believe it.
And they are calling in fake emergency 911 calls, emergency welfare checks, sometimes resulting in armed police showing up at a creator's door for absolutely no reason at all. And other strategic lawsuits against public participants. These are SLAPs, they're called. A SLAP lawsuit is one that intends to censor, intimidate, or silence critics by burden.
You guys, if you watch Lauren's thing with all her evidence, look at Lori, shame on you. Lori Hellas, I cannot believe what you just said. Let me back this up. They are intimidating her.
It's against public participants. These are SLAPs, they're called. A SLAP lawsuit is one that intends to censor, intimidate, or silence critics by burdening them with expensive, baseless legal proceedings. So bringing baseless kinds of cases against people for the purpose of silencing them because they can't afford to fight these baseless claims. So the goal isn't to win the case. The goal is to drain the other person's resources and coerce them
Oh,
into
God.
a settlement or a retraction. Many states have instituted anti-SLAPP statutes. Oregon has one, California has one, and to protect people from that sort of frivolous litigation. And lastly, a lot of them are misusing copyright and defamation claims. So they're misusing YouTube's copyright strike to take down.
Yeah, that's a bunch of crap, and I want to say this right here and now. I am reviewing Lori Hellis's live when she brings up Lauren and her order of protection, right? But then we're also going to look at these comments here because I want you guys to pay attention to who comes in. Also, I do want to say, because I'm sure Lauren don't know any of this, and she's getting all these comments from people, right? And these comments are getting to her, but people got to realize all you have to do is go to the person's page, and you see when they made the account, you can see that they are trolls. They're all trolls leaving this stuff. This is horrible. Lori Hellis, you should be ashamed of yourself for what you've done.
People who are fairly commenting on a creator. And even when the creator is reporting truthfully on something that's of public interest, they harass them and make these sorts of claims and claim to YouTube that the creators using their copyright material, even though it is fair use. So it is going on. To all trolls, I am not the one. I don't know what that means, but if you're a troll in my chat, get the hell out.
Oh my God.
Because we don't tolerate it. And as Mel...
To the trolls, I'm not the one. I'm sorry, you guys. I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny. I'm sorry. I'm not the one. Listen to her. She did a little head thing. Here, you guys. Hold on. I'm gonna cam up. Okay, oh, guys. I'm not the one. Here. I'll try to do it. Okay. To the trolls, I'm not the one. Well. All right. Sorry. Boy, she's getting a little. She's got. You can tell she's been hanging around those younger girls. Heck yeah. All right. Sorry. Here we go.
Lovely Melanie Little says that will earn you a permanent trip to Block Island.
Oh.
So I'm telling y'all right now. I'm going to be talking about this stuff. I am going to be talking and naming names. If you don't like it, get the hell out of my chat.
Listen to her. Get the hell out of her chat, people. Listen to Lori Hellis. Boy, has she changed. She's changed. She's talking like a 20-year-old now. Holy crap.
I'm tired of this. I'm
boy.
tired of people weaponizing the law in order to claim that they're the victims. So the next thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about some specifics. So, and this is where I am going to, for the purposes of accuracy and clarity, I am going to use some scripted notes. So I'm kind of rearranging my screen here so I can see more than one thing at a time.
Okay.
One of the cases that I wanted to talk about
Let's.
is our friend Ian Runkle. Those of you who may not know Ian, he is a law tuber from Canada.
Okay.
He reports really extensively
Hold on.
the Vincent Badaloro case, fair use, and all of those deal with that means. However, and stalking. So Ian Runkle reviewed that. In his words, she was acting like a clown. That's when Jeanette Braun filed, and similar things have happened in other cases. This isn't that uncommon. If you're going to have a full-blown hearing against her. Now, Ian's never done any of those things.
Okay,
Isn't
hold on.
interested. Criticizing her behavior is not harassment. Identify Lauren by name.
Sorry, guys.
One had a recording of her voice, and one was video of Lauren caught during a hot mic moment outside a courthouse.
Hold on a minute.
In states where gun ownership is tied to restraining orders and stalking
Oh my
orders.
God.
So in some states, if you are the subject of a restraint or a family violence prevention restraining order or a stalking order, your right to own firearms could be limited. And different states handle that differently. I have no idea what Illinois does, and I don't know how that would have any impact on Ian Runkle in Canada. Nonetheless, it continues to be a concern. So the order's temporary. In other words, the judge said that calling her out online as a bad lawyer or criticizing her behavior is not harassment. Courts are very clear that conduct, not speech, is the issue in stalking orders.
Okay.
So someone's conduct.
Okay, I see what she's doing here. I'm trying to get to where she's. Let me tell you something. I've had orders of protection. Okay. And what is going on here? There's a pattern of behavior from these girls that is going on right now. It's a pattern of behaviors. Okay? That's what I've been seeing. Hi, Double D. How you doing? I haven't done much yet. I'm bouncing around because I see what she's doing. She's doing it where she's not saying Lauren's name yet. I don't know, but let's go. Let's just get to it.
In hanging out around somebody's house or sending them a pizza or standing outside waiting for the pizza to be delivered so you can see their reaction. Those are true acts of stalking. Talking about somebody online
that ain't stalking.
is not.
Okay. Talking about watching people that swatting and stuff, that has to pertain to like cyberbullying. I don't know. That's just my opinion since I have been stalked many times.
So now let's talk about someone else who is trying to use these same tactics. Remember, I'm only telling my side of what I experienced and what I know.
Okay, I'm ready.
We've been dancing around this for a long time, but I'm going to tell you what's in the public record and what I experienced.
Okay, I'm
A
listening.
couple of weeks before CrimeCon, a woman named Christina MacArthur reached out to me. She told me that she'd been a friend of Lauren Matthias of True Crime.
She's saying complete names. You didn't need to do that, Lori Hellis.
Of Hidden True Crime. They were friends for about a year, and over that year, she started seeing some red flags about how Lauren treated former friends and associates, including me. Christina had started posting TikTok videos in which she talked about how a friend
Okay.
had turned out to be toxic.
Yep, she's turned out to be one of those mean girls. Okay, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna watch one of Christina's TikToks, right? I'm gonna give you guys a little example of what this girl's doing. Let's see here. She makes fun about the look at her here. What she does here is she's doing intimidation tactics here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, where's the other one? Let's see. They're all about her. This is all about Lauren. Hold on a minute. Talking about the cop that called. There's more. There's more, you guys.
Oops, you messed up.
Okay, cycle. This girl here is trying to intimidate her. That's all she's doing. Because Lauren's taken the words of the song, "Oops, you messed up." I see what she's doing, this girl. Both those girls. But this ain't nothing compared to the others, okay? But I see what she's doing. All right, let me get back to Lori Hellis. Let's hear her side. But we're going to take a look at these comments. I can tell you that.
Most of the videos didn't identify Lauren by name. One had a recording of her voice, and one was video of Lauren caught during a hot mic moment outside a courthouse. I had nothing to do with the making of any of those videos. So Christina told me she and several other people who were former friends of Lauren's were going to be going to CrimeCon. And they were telling me that they felt bad about the way that they had rallied to Lauren's side and taken as gospel all of the things that Lauren was saying about me. And they were kind of apologetic about it. And so we chatted. I think I talked to Christina once on the telephone and a few DMs exchanged. And so we were both going to CrimeCon, and she said she wanted to meet me. So Christina and I met the first evening that I got there. And when I got there, she told me that Lauren had filed a stalking order against her in Utah. Now, Christina lives in Utah.
Okay,
Lauren
this
does
is
not
funny.
live in Utah.
Okay, she did this live before Lauren did her live. So we got a little lie going on here, I caught. Maybe. Let her finish her sentence here.
Christina lives in Utah. Lauren went to Utah and swore out a stalking order complaint against Christina.
Okay. So the first day at CrimeCon, she met Christina. Christina knew about the order of protection. I find that interesting. Want to know why? Because she, on the body cam footage that we got to watch yesterday, when the cops gave her the order. Oh, that's interesting. She lied. She's caught. She's caught.
Lauren and Christina, from what I understand, had been in the same place a couple of different times because they were both attending trials. But other than that, they don't live close by and they don't socialize anymore. So she told me that Lauren had filed for a stalking order and that they had attempted to serve her at her home, but she wasn't home. The next morning, which was Friday morning, the beginning of CrimeCon, Christina told me that she was served with this order in Colorado. Now, I did criminal and family law, and I have seen a lot of stalking and domestic violence orders in my. When I read the order, I thought it was outrageous. Lauren was alleging that she was in fear for her safety because Christina had posted negative things about her on TikTok. Because the orders are issued ex parte, never had the opportunity.
Okay, Lori Hellis, are you feeling kind of silly right now? Because if you watch Lauren's live, all the documentation, don't you feel stupid right now with this live? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. Because of all the proof. It ain't about TikTok videos. It goes way back.
Opportunity to tell her side of the story to a judge. Lauren demanded, and the judge ordered, that Christina not be permitted to be anywhere near Lauren, her family.
Why did you just... Hold on a minute. What did she just say?
To tell her side of the story to a judge. Lauren demanded, and the judge ordered, that Christina...
Lauren demanded? It don't work like that. You know orders of protections do not work like this, lady. If you're this attorney, I'm only getting a little worked up here because I know how these things work, because I have been through hell. I've been through this kind of stuff. And quit using this kind of language.
Not be permitted to be anywhere near Lauren, her family, or her employee. At Lauren's demand, the judge also ordered that Christina
Did you hear that?
was not to...
Why do you got to say at Lauren's demand? No. The judge seen probable cause for an emergency protection here. A judge did. A judge signed this.
Post anything online about Lauren. That's a clear violation of Christina's First Amendment rights. So, because the restraining order, the CrimeCon organizers told Christina that she couldn't participate in any of the CrimeCon activities, or she couldn't be in the CrimeCon space, even though Christina had purchased a very expensive VIP ticket for the weekend.
So?
They couldn't, however, keep her from staying in the hotel. On Saturday evening, I was having a drink in the bar with...
That don't make no sense, because let me tell you something. If you got an order of protection on you, too bad, so sad. I don't care where you're at, your ass has got to go. I don't care if you paid for this, you paid for that, you got to go, because that's how they work. That's how they work. I don't know what the heck was going on out there, why this girl didn't get arrested or say she's got to go to a different hotel. I'm not kidding.
There were several people, and Christina was there. The bar in this hotel is huge, and there was plenty of room for everybody and plenty of space for everyone. It was busy. There were a lot of people there. They had the awards night, and it had just let out. So there were lots of people coming to the bar afterwards. While we were sitting there, we saw Lauren's minion, the person she claims is her producer.
Oh my God.
Cruise through the room.
Why are you acting like this kind of language? You were supposed to be a professional author, right? And now you're picking on her assistant, the person that works for her. You're calling her a minion now? Listen to her. I'm no professional, people. I just want to say that. I'm just reviewing. Okay? I'm not a professional.
At least once. And it was really clear that she was looking for somebody. She was checking out the crowd, and this wasn't just casual. She was looking for somebody. Not long after that.
No. Let me tell you, this is my opinion. Okay, I know you're giving your opinion, but I'm going to give you my opinion of the opinion. I bet you Lauren was so terrified that she was looking to make sure she don't go around the stalker. I bet you that was it. It wasn't anything nefarious because I don't think she knows how to be like that, Lauren. She's not that type.
Local Aurora, Colorado police showed up and called Christina away in a conversation. It was really embarrassing for Christina. And after a conversation for a few minutes, they told Christina she had to leave the bar because Lauren wanted to come in. So Christina left. One of the people sitting with us was Anjanette Levy from Law and Crime. So that's all I really know about that instance.
Hey, who's talking in your ear, Lori Hellis? Something happened right there. I'm picking up on things, people. I could be just, exaggerating what I'm seeing or hearing here, but hold on. Something happened here. Either somebody came into the chat, somebody text, or somebody said something. Hold on, watch.
Lauren wanted to come in. So Christina left. One of the people sitting with us was Anjanette Levy from Law and Crime. So that's all I.
Oh my God. Did you guys see that? I'm sorry. Did you catch that? You cannot tell me you did not catch that because I did. This lady is Lori Hellis. I don't know if you remember. She was the one that got involved, that wrote a book about JJ and Tylee. She's the one that when they had, she tried to get files unsealed with the courts, right? Before the trial even started for the Vallow case. She's that attorney that tried. Anyways, that's who she is. You guys, come on. People got to talk to me. This is funny because I don't want to get in trouble here with my mouth. That's why Jill should be up here with me.
I really know about that instance. I finished my drink and went to my room.
Okay. All right.
And I left the next day about noon when CrimeCon was over. I didn't have many other conversations other than the fact that I knew that Christina was going to go home and file for a hearing on the issue of this stalking order. So in the stalking order, Lauren claimed that she was being caused severe emotional distress because Christina's mere presence in the hotel. And I'll get to that. In some of her affidavits, she claimed that she was being caused severe emotional distress because Christina was in the hotel. So when Christina got back to Utah, she engaged a lawyer and filed for a hearing so the judge could get to the bottom of the allegations. Now, the Utah law says that a person commits the act of stalking if the person intentionally or knowingly. Now, the U.S. Supreme Court talks about reckless being a mental state for the law, but Utah says that that it has to be intentionally or knowingly. Those are both.
All right.
Mental states that require somebody to.
Okay, this is kind of hard because what's going on here? This is what I'm hearing and seeing. Okay, that these girls and Lauren, they're seeing each other at all these different trials. It's kind of weird, actually. Well, no, everybody can go to whatever trial they want or whatever it may be, but they're hitting all these different states, right? And the thing about it is, this all has to do, these people, even Lauren, have to do with the Lori Vallow case. All these people have to do with Lori Vallow in that case. It's like they're all jealous of each other, in a sense, or trying to do one up on each other, because Janice, she's the one that would do the vigils out there in Boise, in Idaho. Yes, thank you. That's a perfect word. Thank you. That's a good word. Messy. She's, look who's here. Patty Sturgis is here. She's messy. There you go. But I wouldn't believe anybody that would come to me. I've had this kind of stuff happen to me, with email me weird shit. Oh, this person's saying this. Oh, look at this on Reddit, this and that. I'd be like, stop it. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't really care. Yeah. Patty Sturgis. But I think it's all like jealousy in the sense of who can we talk to of the family, because I will say Lauren talks to everybody. Okay. She goes to these trials. She talks to the jurors. She talks to the family members, because she's there and that's her job, because she has a brand. Me, I feel what I do is good, right? But I'm not a professional like her, journalist. But she is just a YouTuber now. I will say that. But I talk facts and I give my opinions, a little speculation here. But Lauren has no problem talking to any family, but she's really close to the Woodcocks. Okay, she's got a good relationship with them, and I think these other girls are jealous of that relationship. This is just my opinion. This is my opinion. This is the only thing I can think of. Now, Law and Crime, I don't know why they're getting messy like this. I mean, come on now. So she said, Anjanette Levy, we all know who she is from Law and Crime. She's got her own YouTube channel now. So they told Aunt Jeanette, who knows how much stuff, but that's how Law and Crime found out that there was going to be a court hearing. And so they got permission from the judge to air it online. Can you believe that? That is trashy. That is just gross. I mean, come on. It's an order of protection. It's a civil thing. Why? I don't understand it. What's the purpose? Okay, I'm going to carry on. Let's see what Lori Hellis has to say. Let me look at the chat here a minute. Oh, not yet. Pay attention. Something's going to be happening here soon in this chat.
Do something proactively. It's not just that it recklessly happens. Engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific individual and knows or should know the course of conduct would cause a reasonable person fear for the individual's own safety,
okay,
or the safety of a third party.
Can I say something?
Or would cause that person to suffer emotional distress.
This is what I want to say. If that order of protection was still valid at the time that she did this live, right? That would be another violation of that order, because this is third party. This is third party right here. I think she did this live before Lauren did hers. Dang it, I was going to say something else. Shoot. Oh, God, I hate it when I forget. Let me back up what she said. I'm sorry. I was going to say something.
Fear for the individual's own.
Okay, see, what she's doing is she's reading. Okay. She's reading. Never mind.
Safety, or the safety of a third party, or would cause that person to suffer emotional distress.
Yes, her son. Let's remember her son and her brother. Talking about her brother, her deceased brother, and what they're putting her child through too. I don't care. Kids and loved ones, especially deceased loved ones, are off limits.
So stalking orders have always been sort of a fine line because they absolutely impact people's free speech. And it
Oh my
really is
God.
where civil law and criminal law kind of intersect. So the Wednesday I got back from CrimeCon, I, on my own, because I'm a grown ass adult, did a live where I talked about what.
Oh, she did not just say that. I almost spit out my water, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was too good. Yeah, she's a lawyer. Her name is Lori Hellis. And we're reviewing her live about her talking about Lauren. Okay, let's back it up because I choked on my water. She's a grown ass adult. Look at her looking to that camera. She's a grown ass adult. Let's do this.
I, on my own, because I'm a grown ass adult, did a live where I talked about what had happened at CrimeCon. I also told you all for the first time about what Lauren had done to me, including that she got a hold of an advanced copy of my manuscript of my book on the Vallow case, and without permission sent it to her followers, and that she then harassed my publisher, claiming.
Lori Hellis, can I ask you a question? Why are you reading off of your screen? I just want to know. I'm asking for a friend. I don't understand. Now, this is what I want to see from you. You're putting this out here, right? And us people, all of us are going to be reviewing. Can you show us the receipts that Lauren did that? Can you show us the receipts? I want to see facts. Do you got papers to back this up? Because I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm just saying, I want to see it. Hold on. Let's listen again.
To me, including that she got a hold of an advanced copy of my manuscript of my book on the Vallow case, and without permission sent it to her followers, and that she then harassed my publisher, claiming that I'd used her materials, and tried in general to interfere with my business relationship with my publisher and undermine the success of my book.
Nope. I want to tell you something about your book. What you did to the Woodcocks, okay? How you treated them and how you did that to yourself in your book. I'm just saying that, okay? You did that. Nobody else did.
So I told you all about that. Well, a hearing was scheduled on the stalking order between Lauren and Christina MacArthur. And one of the things that Lauren accused Christina of doing is of putting me up as a third party to doing something that Christina wasn't allowed to do. And so she accused Christina of violating the stalking order because of my live. Because of that, Christina's lawyer subpoenaed me. Lauren also claimed.
See, this is weird. Why did you take down evidence? Why did you take down evidence? And I got another question here. Why did you, as a grown adult lady, older than me, okay, and I'm older, you're older than me, pick on Lauren's looks? Why did you do that? That is just horrible. Lauren is beautiful, by the way.
So I saw these pleadings, these declarations, because they involved me. They involved Lauren accusing Christina of having put me up to doing something that she was forbidden to do under the stalking order, which absolutely wasn't true.
Right. I don't believe that. You're lying.
In those declarations, Lauren also claimed that she was under such horrible emotional distress that she was thinking about hurting herself because of Christina's posts.
Do you really think this is wrong? What you are doing is wrong. You don't know how it feels when never mind. When you got a bunch of people coming at you, you've never had this kind of situation before. You have no idea what you feel inside and the fear you go through internally. Internally, you go through. It's a horrible feeling. Horrible. And how do you know she wasn't going to self-harm? You could be pushing her to that right now. I'm just saying, you people being messy and doing this stuff.
This is a tender subject for me. Those who know me well know that someone very close to me took their own life. And it was an incredibly traumatic experience for me. It had far-reaching impact on my life. And nothing makes me angrier than somebody making those types of claims for clout.
Okay. Oh my God, you are horrible. How do you know that? She don't need clout. Okay? That is horrible what you just said. You have no idea if she would have harmed herself. You have no idea. And you're talking like that? Oh my God, I can't believe she just said that for clout. What are you doing here, Lori Hellis, yourself right now? What are you doing this for? Clout?
Now, do I know her state of mind? I don't. But I'm very suspicious given the circumstances. And I am very resentful of anyone who makes that sort of threat as a way to manipulate people. That's my emotional baggage.
I'm really shocked. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. Can you believe that? She is. I can't believe it. I wonder how Lori Hellis feels right now because all the evidence that got put out there yesterday or whatever night ever. Yeah. Yesterday. Because what's her name did her live after Lori Hellis did this. I wonder how all these people feel to show. I mean, she showed everything, things that'll even embarrass herself. I mean, yeah. And there's stuff missing in between. I don't understand it. I don't know why these girls are coming at her. She says she don't know, but there's a whole big chunk missing, but it's none of our business. Okay, in a sense, right? But now all this stuff is put out there. We're going to go through it. I feel that people should be warned about situations like this. People should be careful online, especially if you're a creator and you got these people that are not creators and they come up to you and they buy you things and want to do this for you. You've got to be careful because you don't know what they're all about. Okay?
So the court set a hearing for September 22nd. Christina's lawyer subpoenaed me because of this allegation. And so I attended the hearing by Zoom. They didn't get it, but I was I was present during the entire hearing. They could not, the judge had two people who were from out of town, who were people who had been at CrimeCon with Christina and who had also been friends with Lauren, who were there to testify. So they took their testimony, but it was clear that this hearing was going to probably take the better part of a day. And so the judge didn't have enough time to hear the whole thing and then continued it until October 16th. That's,
You know what I think this stuff is? It's coordinated. All this is coordinated. Do you know what I mean? Help me with the word, sis. It's coordinated. All this is coordinated behavior, bulliness, cyberbullying. That's all it is. These people are a bunch of trolls, right? That are getting like people like Lori Hellis getting in her ear too, right? I think Lori Hellis should put the facts out there. Let's see the proof that Lauren gave people copies of your book or the manuscript or whatever it was. I don't know. I'd like to see that. I mean, you're going to keep talking about it. What? Where's the proof? I want to see it. I want to see it. It's too late now. It's too late now. It all has to do with it all has to do with who's friends with the families in these cases, people. That's all this is about. This is what I think. This is what I think. It has to do with the Daybell Vallow case, and it has to be who's friends with the Woodcocks and them. For real.
today.
Oh, geez.
The hearing or actually, is that tomorrow? I can't even keep track of the days. It's tomorrow. And so the hearing was continued until October 16th, which is tomorrow. During that hearing, Lauren stayed out of the courtroom, claiming that she was traumatized and demanding that everybody leave because she felt threatened by Christina and her friends being in the courtroom. The judge refused, saying that the court's open to the public, and the judge heard the two out-of-town witnesses and rescheduled the hearing, the remainder of the hearing. Last week, there was a media request to cover the hearing. Lauren and her attorney filed really vociferous objections to allowing the media to cover that hearing. And over those objections, the judge granted the media request and permitted, you guessed it, Law and Crime to cover the hearing.
What's that little grin about? Do you think that's okay? For somebody that's in fear for their life, a restraining order to have it televised. Oh my God. Hell no. If somebody did that with me in my order of protection, that's even more of a violation. Do you know what I mean? That's horrible, you guys. In my opinion, this is horrible. It is not okay. I don't understand why they chose to. I've never heard of any of these channels, like these bigger networks, that will go and want to televise somebody's restraining orders. I don't understand it. I've never seen that. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? And Lauren's got to understand, you don't run the courtroom. I'm just telling you that. No matter what, people can be in that courtroom. However, if it has to do with children and protecting the children, like the children having protection, like from parents or whatever it may be, that's a closed thing when it comes to minors, okay? But for Law and Crime wanting to televise the hearing, that's horrible. That's just horrible. I know. I want to find out who the judge is that okayed that. That's crazy to me.
Yesterday, on the 14th, Lauren's attorney filed a motion to continue the hearing, and the judge denied the motion.
Wow.
Now, one of the things that the judge talked about at the September 22nd hearing was the fact that this was going to take a long time and that they were expecting that Christina McArthur's free speech rights were going to continue to be violated, and they wanted that order to continue. The judge did modify the order, saying that Christina was allowed to post on social media, and she wasn't precluded from that. So yesterday, after the judge was very clear to get this case heard, because he had some real concerns about whether or not Christina's rights were being violated by continuing the order.
Oh.
And so
What? He was worried about Christina's rights being violated? Excuse me? What? Wow. I wonder how Law and Crime got involved to begin with. Just a thought, maybe the Woodcocks turned down an interview with Anjanette and that angered her. I don't know. I'm just speculating. That's what we're doing here. Speculate. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, can you believe that? Can you believe what she just said? I don't oh God. Okay, I'm going to continue.
Yesterday, Lauren's attorney filed a motion to continue the hearing that was set for tomorrow, and the judge denied the motion. I think probably because we'd already started the hearings, and Christina had to wait almost a month in order to have her rights restored. Or
are you guys listening to what she's doing here? You can tell she's protecting or sticking up for the mean girl. She is not being a neutral creator in the sense. She's not being neutral here. I'm not either, but you know what I mean, right? She's not. She's supposed to be this professional author or whatever it may be. Listen to the words that she's using. Okay? Poor Christina, the stalker, Christina, the cyber stalker bully.
Her rights considered and her evidence considered. And so when the judge denied the motion to continue, Lauren asked the court to vacate the stalking order completely. Now, this is not the behavior of someone who is genuinely afraid for their safety and their security. This is not the behavior of someone who is convinced that their physical safety is at risk. This is my opinion, which I am absolutely entitled to.
Yes, you are.
My opinion is that she dismissed this case because she didn't want Law and Crime to make her shenanigans public. I also think she did it because she knew that she didn't have a chance of winning, continuing that stalking order. Just
Hey, Lori Hellis, you're going to be eating all your words. You know that, right? We've seen all the evidence. She would have won. Slam dunk. She still can win. Also, she could get sued, okay? She could do a civil lawsuit and sue, okay? She can involve the FBI in the sense of doing an investigation for cyberbullying. Oh, yeah. There's many other things. Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny, ain't it?
Doesn't have an ice cube's chance in hell of keeping that stalking order in place against Ian Runkle. So There are a couple of Supreme Court cases recently that talk about just these kinds of online behavior. And one of them, the Supreme Court heard a case called Counterman versus Colorado. In that case, Mr. Counterman sent hundreds of Facebook messages to a local female singer. He'd never met her, the singer didn't know who he was, and she didn't respond to any of his messages. He even posted messages where he contemplated that some kind of harm was going to befall her. He was clearly stalking her. As a result, the singer stopped going to places alone, declined engagements, canceled performance.
There's all different forms of stalking. There's just not one form.
Those sorts of things. And she finally reported the contact to the police when he started actually making threats of violence. The police arrested him, charged him, and he was found guilty. He claimed that the messages were protected First Amendment speech.
Okay.
The Supreme Court considered
I do
the
want to
case.
say this, and I said it last night. If anything would happen to her husband, her child, God forbid, I hope they don't harm themselves. Do you know that the legislator made it a criminal, and somebody can be charged with manslaughter? Just thought I'd put that out there.
They were considering cases like Counterman's under,
and I'm talking about the cyberbullying stuff. Okay.
The test that something is a true threat. So the Supreme Court looks at those instances and wants to know if there's a true threat. A true threat, the Supreme Court has defined a true threat as a serious expression conveying that a speaker means to commit an act of unlawful violence. In cases like that, you cannot hide behind free speech. But even in a case where a true threat, a serious expression conveying that a speaker intends an act of unlawful violence, even in that case, the state still had to prove that the defendant had some subjective understanding that his statements were threatening and that he was consciously disregarding a substantial and unjustified risk to the victim.
Are you acting as their lawyer? Are you acting as their lawyer here? Is that what you're doing? Bringing up these cases? I'm just asking for a friend. And yes, there was. Yes. Yes. That's what it all stems to. All of them. The Vallow case.
The reason for that is because bans on speech have the potential, this is a quote, to chill or deter speech outside the stalking ban. So the U.S. Supreme Court has said that even in a case where there's a threat of true violence, a true threat, that there has to be more. You have to be able to show that the defendant knew that his conduct was going to have an impact on the listener, on that person. So the impact on the Counterman case is that Christina would have had to know and consciously disregard a substantial and unjustifiable threat in order to be proven to be a threat. And that only applies if the conduct could be considered a true threat of violence. Posting videos about someone being a bad friend doesn't rise to the level of a true threat.
Obviously, we see more Lori Hellis. Now we know there's even more to this than just Christina posting videos about Lauren being a horrible friend. It's way more than that now. We have all seen some of the stuff now, a lot of it. So it's just not about videos on TikTok now. Silly girl. I know she did. Mm-hmm. Horrible, ain't it? Horrible. I couldn't believe it. Doing it for clout. That's what she said. Doing it for clout. That's what she said.
Posting a video about somebody saying that they're not a nice person does not equal a promise to commit an act of unlawful violence, a threat to commit an act of unlawful violence. So Lauren made an awful lot of the complaint that Christina was trying to interfere with her business by ruining her reputation. That's not stalking. And that the remedy for that is not in a stalking petition. Protecting someone's commercial reputation is not the job of a stalking order. Whether good or bad, whether your reputation is good or bad, it's earned. If you behave in a way that reflects poorly on your character, you can't insist that the law protect you when people point it out.
Well, you're in the public court of opinion right now. How you feeling after all these comments I've been reading? They don't go in your favor. I can tell you that much. And I forgot to tell you people, I've been watching the chat. Watch Liz. Liz has a lot to say. Yes, Liz does. There's a couple of them, other ones that are going to be coming in too, I'm going to point out.
In other words, you can't get a stalking order against someone for posting a bad Yelp review. And that's what this is the equivalent of. Calling Lauren Matthias out on her manipulation and weaponization of the law is not defamation and not harassment. It's protected speech. It's an opinion backed by fact.
This has nothing to do about free speech. If you cannot see the cyberbullying going on, I don't know what to tell you. Well, maybe I do. You're part of it, allegedly. Of course. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm not a professional, so, I just, whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. So there's that. Okay, let's continue.
Not harassment, and it's not stalking. Telling the world, in my opinion, that Lauren Matthias is a shitty and disingenuous friend is free speech, protected under the U.S. Constitution. Lauren cannot escape the consequences of her own bad choices and even worse behavior by cloaking herself in the law.
Who wrote this? Who wrote this for you to read, Lori Hellis? Did you write this? Did you write this trashy this segment here? What's going on? Who's writing?
Law and declaring herself a victim. Don't get me wrong. There's no excuse for harassing somebody or stalking them. And I would never suggest that anyone contact Lauren or confront her. Please don't do that. However, I do think that people who subscribe to her channel and support her financially have the right to know the truth about what she does and who she really is. Some of the things she does are inexplicable, like using a fake sock account to post in my live chats, and even using that same account to post about me in her chat.
How do you know that? How do you know that? I want to see proof that it's Lauren's sock account. See, this is the stuff I'd be asking. I want proof. I want proof that it's Lauren. I mean, you're putting this kind of stuff out there, Lori Hellis. You should be showing us documentation of what you're saying, because these are just words coming out of your mouth right now to me, and I ain't seeing the proof of nothing.
Or, like tonight, going live at the same time as my live to talk about how terrified she is of her stalker. Others are calculated and downright vicious, like undermining the success of my book by taking snips of things I said out of context and circulating them to the families of crime victims and other creators. Let's be clear, everything Lauren Matthias is experiencing is the consequence of her own actions. She has no one to blame but herself.
Oh my God.
Being unethical, hypocritical, and greedy, in my opinion, will eventually put you right where she is. I'm sure having people call her out and hold her accountable is very uncomfortable for her. It would be for anyone, but that's not a justification to waste.
From my understanding, and I don't know because I'm not in this, I'm just reviewing this. she tried to do things behind the scenes. And another thing that really should have all stopped, in my opinion, the cease and desist. But I'm proud of her to bring all this forward so she can take the power back of all these awful things that are going on right now. And that's just my opinion.
Precious court and law enforcement resources while trying to cloak yourself in the law and claim victimhood. That's lawfare. Do better, creators. Do better, Lauren.
Oh, do better, Lori Hellis. Do better. Look at you. Look at that angry look. Why are you so angry? Why are you looking so angry?
So,
Yo,
I'm going to take some questions. I will take questions. Sorry, I clicked myself right out of being able to see the feed. I'm going to take some questions. I will take questions about defamation, about stalking laws, and about any of the things that we have talked about. I will not take questions that personally target anyone. I'm not going to entertain. We're not going to get into a bitch session. We're not going to talk about Lauren or Jeanette Braun or anybody else directly. But I will take questions.
Why are you bringing up other people's names? Why are you doing that? Why are you using people's full names? You should know better than to do that.
About the cases we talked about today: Adelson, Adams, Bartoloro, juvenile life without parole sentences, and I will take questions about defamation and stalking and all those things. But we're a classy chat, and we're not gonna.
You're not classy. I'm looking at all these comments. There ain't nothing classy going on here. Just saying. My opinion. Now, I want to say this. Okay, maybe she is a lawyer. Maybe she was a good lawyer, right? I don't know. I doubt it. But anyways, you don't know what it's like and what it feels like to be stalked, okay? You don't know the feeling. Yeah, you may know the laws. You don't know how it feels. You don't know.
We're not going to get into the business of name calling or calling people out publicly. I've done enough of that tonight. I want you to know that everything I have said is supported by the public record. Everything that I have said happened in court.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I want to see the facts. Why wasn't this stuff on the screen? Okay? Why? I don't care what you say out of your mouth. I want to see it in black and white. I want to see the proof. See, I don't like creators like this.
And is in public court documents. And it is, I am still a member of the Oregon Bar. I am still, in my opinion, an officer of the court. And I still feel a responsibility to talk about and to bring to people's attention when the law is being misused. When I was actively practicing and somebody would come to me and they would say, I got a restraining order. And I would say, oh, you did? How can I help you with that? Well, he filed for a hearing and I need somebody to represent me in the hearing. Let's talk about the circumstances of the restraining order. Well, nothing really happened, but I said it did because I want custody of the kids. Sorry, I can't represent you. Sorry, don't do that. I'm not going to. So I don't believe in misusing the law. The law is there to protect people who genuinely are afraid for their safety, who are genuinely being stalked by people like Vincent Battaloro and people who mean them harm. People like the guy in the Colorado case who's
you don't have to be high profile to be afraid for your life and have a stalking case. You can't even think of one. You can't even think of when you allegedly said you've done. I'm just saying.
Who's threatening a singer? I mean, we need to remember that those exist out there for a reason. We don't want to water that down. We don't want to waste a judge's time. And we absolutely do not want a judge to get so jaded about people's intentions that they overlook when a true domestic violence situation happens. When I practiced in Portland,
okay, I want to say
there was a woman judge.
This Liz is one of the people that is picking on Lauren. She says here, I've been reading her comments. Janice comes in here at some time, and all she talks about is Lauren. I think she would be careful talking about self-harm with a small child in the house. Sounds like a great way for the state involving in her parenting. This is the kind of stuff they're doing.
And she was one of the first women on the bench in the Portland metro area. And she once told a story about a woman who came to her for a restraining order and who she denied the restraining order. She didn't believe the woman had the basis for a restraining order, primarily because she didn't believe the woman. And 2 days later, the woman was killed by her abuser. And that haunted that judge for the rest of her life. She became a real advocate for family violence interventions, but it haunted her forever. And
which it should have.
That's something you can't go back and undo. So we don't want judges who get so jaded and so casual because they hear it all the time, and people are coming in and just spewing bullshit to get orders to get back at people. We don't want judges that get to the point where they never believe anybody, because there are people out there that these orders are saving lives. So I get really passionate about, let's not abuse the legal system to get what we want. Let's not file things and make people rack up big attorney fees in order to get what we want. Let's not use the law to intimidate and beat down other people. Let's use the law to lift up people and protect the innocent and protect the vulnerable. Let's not use it as a weapon. And that's what's being done. That's what's being done by a lot of creators out there. So I'm happy to answer questions and to air comments as long as they are not personal. Oh, good question, Tiff. Do we have any federal stalking laws?
Let me look at my comments here. Did somebody come in here that should have been in here like an hour ago? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look who's here. Oh, yeah. Look who's here. You decided to show up an hour late. I see how you are. Lori's looking like a clown. No profession. None. As an author, a lawyer, or a YouTuber. Her opinions are fair game, but accusations of lies aren't. That's why I'm reviewing her and her words. She says, everything I got is from the public docket, this and that. No, I want to see it black and white. I want to see the proof that Lauren talked to your publisher. I want to see the communication that she had with your publisher. I want to see the proof that Lauren gave out your manuscript or whatever about your book. I think the situation here has to do with the Vallow case, and that all you people are in competition to get the attention of the Woodcocks. Bottom line, that's what it is, and I know it. Deep down, that's what I think it is. And Lauren and the Woodcocks are close. And I know what you did to the Woodcocks when you first came around. But it all has to do with that, people. That's what this has to do about. It is jealousy, people wanting to one up on themselves. And then if you get rid of them, you block them. You don't want nothing to do with them no more. So you block them. You block the texts. You block them from your channel. And then they, oh God, they lose their freaking mind. So then the thing you forgot, oh, the emails. Oh God, they email you and they take another dig at you. See, that's sick, man. That's sick.
Yes and no. What we have is was originally promulgated, and it's been revised and updated as the Violence Against Women Act. It was promulgated in the early 2000s. We all called it VAWA for short. And what happened was the federal government did what they often do, and that's that they went to the states and they said, we want you to enact a state law in these parameters. And if you do that, we will fund programs to intervene in to help in these situations. So the federal government funded grants. So if a person was issued a restraining order, there were grants in order to help that person move out and pay the first month's rent or move out of this town or those sorts of things. And so that was the way the federal government did it. There is no federal stalking statute, but what they did was the federal government encouraged the states to enact these laws.
Okay, fine, good. There's no federal stalking laws, but there is cyberbullying laws. And boy, Lauren sure did prove that last night, or whatever night it was, 2 nights ago. She sure did prove that, didn't she? Whose cat got hurt? Uh-oh. Hope your cat's okay.
And later, it came to have stalking wrapped into it. And the way that they encouraged them to do that was that they funded those programs to help out in domestic violence and stalking situations. So the federal government does that in a lot of things. If they want the states to enact a law, for example, the federal government wanted the states to become uniform in how they dealt with child custody, so that people couldn't shop from state to state to get a better deal. And it was called the Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction Act. It's been revised, and it's now the Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction and something Act. But what they did was they went to each state and they said, each state, you need to establish what it takes to gain residency in your state so that you can make a custody determination. And we all need to agree that if you get a custody determination, for example, in California, and then you move to Oregon, California Crime Weekly did a great episode today on A. Marie Jones.
Okay. Liz is still going at it. This one's going at it, but Janice was in here too at one point in time, and I must have missed it. It was probably earlier, and I just went through it all. But look at this. You mean about the time everybody became about who she knew and how close they were, and then she laughed. See, I told you guys it has to do with the Vallow case and who's close to who. The victims. And Lauren, she didn't have to. She proved last night that her and the Woodcocks are still friends, and she watched the grandson. Okay? It's all about, see, this is what you don't do. It's really hard when you're a true crime channel and you get involved with family. Let me tell you, it's a whole different ball game. It really is. You'll get haters, big time. People try to one up on themselves. It's horrible. It's horrible, people. It's horrible. I know. She doesn't know shit. If she knew something, she could talk about a few cases that she's done. She couldn't even think of anything. She's talking high profile. I don't care about high profile stalking stuff. I'm not high profile. Boy, did I go through some icky stuff. Okay? Icky. He's 18. Wow. Patty Sturgis, welcome back.
Involved a 10-year-old girl, 9-year-old, and 7-year-old in Cleveland.
Okay, PG555. So good to hear your voice of reason. What? 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 Voice of reason? I don't see no voice of reason here. The shit show and hearing the side of law while she is on YouTube crying and feeling sorry for herself. Lauren is ruining her own reputation. No, she's taking her power back, PJ555. That's what she's doing, and I'm proud of her for doing it. I don't know 100% of everything, but it gets to a point where you're going to have to, suck it up, right? You're worried about your personal business getting out there. I get that. But you beat them all to it, so good for you. Good for you. And it's sad it had to come to that. Nobody should be sharing phone calls, text messages. Absolutely not. That is horrible. Horrible behavior. Just keep it, think about it this way, people. Just remember everything you put out there is public. Even though you think it's private with somebody, it never is.
Who battered a 5-year-old girl. So sad. And how do you deal with kids that young? Well, see, this is free, but still be polite, and the standpoint of having the receipts and not saying what I.
Okay, where's the receipts? Where's the receipts? Lori Hellis, where's your receipts? I want to see the receipts of all the accusations you have made about Lauren. Please, please. Show them to us. Show them. I want to see if Lauren's lying. That's what I want to see.
What I don't know to be true. Only saying what I know to be true.
Okay.
That's
fair.
And it's important to me that when y'all come here, you say, oh, Lori doesn't say things that aren't true. That you trust that I'm not going to do that. So it's important to me. And
okay, because people don't know how to do their own research. So they go to somebody like her because she's an attorney, she's an author, and so they just think everything she says is gold, which it ain't. It ain't. Okay? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the president and you say something, I'm going to research it. Because I don't believe everything I hear.
I appreciate that we're not a huge group, but we are pretty amazing and pretty mighty. So I want to thank you all for being patient with me, and thank you all for being supportive. Somebody in the chat said, Lori, are you okay? Yeah, I'm way okay. I want to tell you all that on personal notes.
Okay. All right, never mind. I want to go back here. I want to show you guys when she comes in after this. Janice does. Hold on, people. I'm gonna find it. Nope, not there. This is what Janice comes in, right? I'm just gonna say this. This is what she does. Unless you guys want to go watch this whole thing yourself. She comes in and yeah, granted, she's giving emojis like the yelling, the hand clapping, stuff like that. Okay, she's doing the emojis, okay? And Janice is the one that would do the vigils in Idaho for the kids. JJ and Kylie, just so people know. Do you see the connection here? It all has to do with the Vallow case. Those girls that are doing this stuff, like Stalker girl, she is Mormon. What do you think the temple would think about what she's doing, her behavior online? But it's even scarier. Think about that. You could be, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Mormons. Oh my God, please, I don't want that getting, I'm not saying that. You got like Chad and Lori and them that took it to a whole new level. You got Ruby Frankie that took it to a whole different level, right? That's what these girls are doing, I feel. So this is my opinion. I think Lauren feels like she's being stalked, okay? Well, they're doing weird shit. I don't care. If they're showing up wherever she's at, that's strange to me. She's definitely being cyberbullied, right? I draw the line when you talk about deceased loved ones and children. When children see that they're no matter what, you can keep that shit away from your kids. But kids are so smart. They will take on that parent's emotions. It's pretty bad when her child is not eating because they're afraid, because of watching what their parents are going through. But I think they're definitely being cyberbullied. And the other stuff I think they're doing, I didn't see, in my opinion, okay, as threats, right? But I don't know, there could be more. I think it's intimidation tactics, okay? That's what I think. These are just my opinions. I'm not saying anything mean. I say that because my case was so severe that one of my cases that, our lives were almost taken, okay, with a baseball bat to the head. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know how these things can rise, though. You know what I mean? Of thinking that you knew somebody that, you had children with, right? And then you leave them, right? Yeah, I just got to shut my mouth. That's my life. She has no receipts. I know, I want to see receipts. Prove Lauren wrong. I want to see where Lauren talked to your publisher, and I want to see all the proof where she shared your manuscript or whatever it was, early release of your book. Boy, that would shut people up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, she's an attorney, right? But did you hear her when she was in the courtroom for the Lori Vallow unsealing of the case? You remember hearing that? Oh, she did in that? I'm like, she's an attorney? Really? Okay. She couldn't even bring up any cases. Her own personal cases. She's got to think about high-profile cases to give an example of stalking. It's mainly us little people that get stalked and not talked about until something bad happens. Right? And boy, ain't that the truth. So yeah, that's what I think. She's dealing with a bunch of mean girls and a mean old lady and whoever else in between. And I think it's a targeted, very targeted thing going on here. What are my correct wordings I want to use? It's targeted. It's very calculated. It's very organized. But I do want to say, this is what I want to say also. I don't know if people know this. Okay, let me go to this person here. You're going to see a person say a mean comment, right? and I'm sure people know this. Hold on a minute. Let me go somewhere here first. I'm going to get right to it. So these people that are leaving bad comments about Lauren, I was looking at, because I have an opinion in my head that these girls that are at this group of girls, 5-7 girls, I swear to God, they got a bunch of different accounts, and they're the ones actually leaving all these, right? Because they seem to got time for that shit. So you would go to the person, right? And you go view their channel. No subscribers. Okay, except for this one was created 2011. The other ones I've been seeing were created recently, 2025. I just want to say that. That's a sign like, okay. Is that group of people, within those girls. Just saying. I don't know. Lori Hellis, I bet you feel real stupid right now. I'm just saying. You actually, for a woman that's supposed to be a professional, as an attorney and an author, and you're hanging around the little girls, and you have no idea what truly stalking feels like and is. And I'm just saying that to be real here. You have no clue what it's about. I'm sure she's rethinking. She's deleting videos or privated them. And, she said something really mean about Lauren's looks. How freaking mean. And let me tell you something. I will say that I did make a comment last night about how you can tell this has gotten to Lauren through that police body cam footage. It's like, oh my God, look at what this has done. Told to herself. You can see it. She's a beautiful lady, though. But it's pretty sad to talk about her looks and shaming her like that. Who does that? Aren't you a grandma also? I'm a grandma too, though. I'm just saying. I know she's older than me. All right, people. That is all. That's what I have to say. And Lori Hellis, let's get some documents out there. Let's show some of your receipts. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see the proof and prove Lauren wrong. That's right, all, not just pick and choose. All. Hey, they put all this stuff out there for us now, right? But I'm proud of Lauren taking her power back. I do think it was a mistake to not follow through with this order of protection, but you can redo it, right? Also, hi, how have you been? What was I going to say? Oh my God, what was I saying? I have no idea. Oh, I wish she wouldn't have dropped the whatever, but she can refile. I'm sure she knows that. She can get the FBI involved for cyber stalking. She can sue. Okay, she can sue them. She can do a civil suit. That would be wonderful. Right? You can ask all the questions you want. And what would be even good about the FBI would get all the devices. Boy, can you imagine that? FBI get all the devices and get into their DMs and everything. Holy crap. I bet you there's a lot of evidence. And you can never get rid of the evidence. Think about it. You can't. Protection. Yes, I wish she wouldn't have dropped that. I really do. I mean, she could have won. But she can refile. Because you know what? If she's sick and stressed out now, holy shit. Holy shit. I'm telling you. These type of people, they're not going to stop unless they're made to stop. They're sick. I looked at their stuff. They're sick. You too. Thank you. See, I double D. Remember, that's double D. This is double D, people. Double D. Because Law and Crime was going to televise it. Yeah. Law and Crime was going to televise a restraining order hearing. Can you believe that? Of one of their people that have been on their, that have given them content, been on their channel to interview them. I've never heard of one of these networks wanting to film a hearing for order of protection. That's usually private, something like that. The judge okayed it, but I'm just saying, I've never heard of anybody that would want to. I mean, you have that right to go inside the courtroom unless it has to do with the child. Then it's closed hearing, because I've been through that too. And yeah. So I don't think Lauren understands. Of course, this stuff's going to come out. It is all public record. She could have had things sealed, though. She could have had the file sealed on the docket. I don't know why nobody's telling her this shit. I don't know. There's different ways she could have gone through all this, I guess. Very petty. But, you know, to find out Angelique Levy, you know who she is, right? She is friends with these people. So, I don't know what type of friends. Maybe it's just, you know, through the hearing type, Crime Con and all that. Maybe it's just, you know, through the Vallow Daybell trial. Double D. Very bad. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Yep. Gross behavior. Hey, I'm telling you, Law and Crime has gotten messy. Messy, messy, messy. Yes, they are. They started getting messy, I would say, a year and a half to 2 years ago. They started getting really messy during the Wade Wilson case. It's bad. It's bad. I'm really disappointed. It's like, how did they find out that this was going on, this hearing? Well, now we know, because Lori Hellis said how she knew. They were having lunch together at the bar after CrimeCon. That's how Law and Crime found out, because Annette was there. She was there. And then after that, yeah, see how that works? See, people gotta watch what they say online. Even me. Okay, I've been guilty. Because, yeah. So anyways, that was Lori Hellis's channel. I put her channel link. If you guys want to go watch the video yourself, here you go, right there. But I'm going to get going. I appreciate every one of you. And if there's more, I'm going to review it. If there's more to come, I'm going to review it. But I would love to see some documentation that Lauren contacted her publisher and gave out her script to 10,000 people or something like that, or 10,000 something. I want to see it. You can't just sit there and say it and for it to be true. It don't work like that. All right, everybody. Love you all.
Boot up the stream, grab your snack and noodle. Here comes the queen, kid and caboodle. Wi-Fi blazing, wig on tilt. More drama than a soap opera quilt. Kid logs on in a sparkly robe. pink ring light aura. Yeah. She reviews shampoo and ghost hunts too. Caught Bigfoot slipping in a Gucci shoe. Unboxes snacks, talks haunted dolls, and drops a diss track on bathroom stalls. Kitten Caboodle is a hot shit Cuba. Hashtag queen, thumbnail smoother. Dancing in a study with a llama on her head. Uploading content even while in bed. Hot shit YouTuber. Even aliens subscribe, that's no rumor. Yeah. She vlogs in Walmart, midnight mission. Caught in aisle 9 with divine precision. Mic in hand, she interviews cheese. Sir, you aware you're lactose free? Goes live while baking glitter pies. Starts a feud with ducks, no lies. Reacts to Karen's, paints her Jeep, and once went viral yelling sheep don't sleep. Kitten Caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Ring light blazing, sassy maneuver. Bans a troll while dancing to chair. Then sells merch made from her own hair. Hot shit YouTuber. Even her outro has a blooper. She taught a goose to play Fortnite. Hosted a seance on Tuesday night. Got possessed midstream. Ate a burrito. Still hit upload. Respect amigo. Now Netflix calls and brands wanna collab, but Kit just vlogged from her glittery cab. She's not here for clout or fame. She's here to win the YouTube Hunger Games. Kitten Caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Lights, camera, chaotic humor. She'll roast your comments then send a prayer while flossing in boots with electric hair. Hot shit YouTuber. Cue the outro. She's gone lunar.
Goodbye.